Today I'm unboxing and reviewing the 2021 MacBook Pro. But first, for the past 5 years, I've been editing off of this laptop and this desktop. There's only one problem: they are not portable. This laptop turns off as soon as I unplug it, and this desktop is a desktop. What can you expect? For the past 1.5 years, I've been waiting for the MacBook Pro 16-inch with Apple Silicon to be released, and now it's finally here. Welcome everyone. In today's video, we are going to be unboxing the 2021 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 2 terabyte solid state drive. Let's get started. First, pull off the plastic. We'll go ahead and take out the box. There you have it, everyone. The M1 MacBook Pro 16-inch is unboxed, and honestly, I completely love it. It's the most amazing, nice laptop I've ever used, honestly. The screen looks very high resolution and very vivid, which I really like. It is like the XDR screen, so mini LED, all that really amazing stuff. Going to be awesome for editing. And the speakers on this Mac are really nice, even just from the startup sound. They sound really full and rich, which every single other laptop I've ever had, that never really was the case. Besides maybe a 2015 MacBook I used at one point, and my brother's M1 MacBook Pro 13-inch from last year. I love how big the trackpad is, full-size function key row, the black keyboard, just how everything looks. It looks very aesthetic. I like just the way they designed this whole thing. They even have the little MacBook Pro right there, and as you notice, it came with black Apple stickers, which is a sign that it is a Pro product, because only their Pro products come with those, apparently, from what I've heard. So that's pretty cool as well. I'm going to continue setting this up, and then I think I will shoot some B-roll of it and, you know, just use it for a few days and then come back and give you guys a full review of how everything actually is, how I like it, what kind of use cases I'm doing, etc. I love that they brought back all the ports on this one, so it makes it a whole lot easier when it comes to different things, like editing on the go and that kind of thing. Don't really have to carry a dongle with me anywhere that I go, so all my stuff will be compatible. It's either Bluetooth or is compatible with one of these ports that's on this device. So I'm very excited. I think this purchase is going to be well worth it, but that stands to be seen over the next few days. Going to test this out, and I'll get back to you. So I've had this 2021 MacBook Pro for about 3 to 4 weeks now, and I decided to go ahead and give you my thoughts on it. First off, this laptop is amazing build quality per Apple's usual build quality, except maybe a bit better than some of the previous 15 and 16-inch models, as far as it doesn't really have any build quality issues like the keyboard or like the hinge or anything like that that were in some previous models. So that is really nice. Another great thing about this MacBook is that they brought back ports, which I'm really glad about. They have MagSafe, 2 Thunderbolt 4, and a headphone jack on one side, and an HDMI, Thunderbolt 4, and SD card slot on the other side. Really great. Awesome to have all these ports back. Thank you so much, Apple. You took them away, but you brought them back, and that was the right move to do, in my opinion. Really glad for that, because now I don't have to buy such an extensive set of dongles. All I have to have pretty much is just a USB-C to USB Type A adapter, and then a USB-C to to DisplayPort cable, and my Mac is up and running along with charging it via the MagSafe. So that's an easy way to not have to use any docks and save yourself a ton of money instead of buying something like the Anker Apex 12-in-1 dock that I bought whenever I bought this MacBook. I since returned it because I needed the money and found a way cheaper solution for only about $8 with a quick adapter and a cable. The new keyboard design features a all black keyboard, which I really like the look of a lot. Full height function keys, which are nice. I haven't really seen that on any other laptops, so super glad to have those there. The Touch ID sensor, as per usual on the Apple devices, is there on the upper right hand corner of the keyboard, so super convenient for, you know, unlocking with Touch ID. We do have a notch in the display, which honestly, I don't really notice after working with this computer for about 3 to 4 weeks. Not a lot of that time was with the screen open. Probably about 25% had the screen open. And when the screen was open, I really didn't notice the notch. So good on you, Apple, for making the notch. I guess, you know, I don't really mind it. And honestly, it's a really good way as far as like a branding feature to differentiate your laptop screen from all the other laptop screens out there in the market today. So good move. I really like the space gray finish of my MacBook Pro. That's the color I got it in. It looks really nice. Trackpad nice and big as always, which is super convenient for doing all sorts of gestures and things on the Mac. I will go ahead and say it is the best trackpad that I've ever felt on any laptop. And while I'm talking about best features on any laptop, these speakers sound amazing. They're literally the best speakers I've ever heard on a laptop. And when I'm sitting right in front of the laptop and it's right in front of me playing something in like Apple TV app, it sounds like I'm in a theater almost, which is really odd considering there's only a few speakers in the MacBook, but somehow they managed to somewhat deceive my ears into thinking that I'm surrounded by speakers when really I just have a few right in front of me. So very cool. I got the 16-inch version with the M1 Max processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 2 terabyte solid state. As far as the storage goes, it's extremely fast. Haven't filled it up yet, obviously, because I don't have a ton of things filling up my storage yet. Also have external SSDs, which I can store stuff on if I need to. That's why I didn't go for the 8 terabyte, because also it's not really a good idea to just put like your whole life onto one laptop hard drive, because like what if that laptop goes bad? Then all your life is gone, unless you have like a massive iCloud backup plan, in which case it's on the cloud. So good job. As far as the RAM goes, I did have one of those weird memory leaks once when editing with DaVinci Resolve, which made me rethink my purchase decision for getting the 32 gigabyte versus 64 gigabyte RAM variant of this laptop. But I later learned that that is indeed an Apple issue with macOS Monterey and also with the previous M1 chips apparently. And that seemed to have been resolved within the next few updates. Haven't had an issue since. 32 gigs of RAM is definitely plenty for me, and I'm sure plenty for you as well. Now, on to the processor. So the processor is the main thing that drives these new MacBooks and what makes them so incredibly fast. And I'll go ahead and say the M1 Max blows any other processor that I've used out of the water as far as performance goes. Even from my desktop Ryzen 9 3900X and 64 gigs of RAM on there, this MacBook is still faster and better at editing than my desktop computer was. It edits A7 III footage without any hiccups whatsoever. You don't have to convert it to optimized media in DaVinci Resolve. It just works. You throw the footage in there, it edits seamlessly, doesn't drop any frames, which I really like. Export times on this have been a beast as well. I exported a short section of this video containing the intro, the little skit I did, and then the other bit after the unboxing basically in about 45 seconds. Now, granted, that was to a 1080p timeline. It wasn't to a 4K timeline. So there's that difference there. But overall, it was really great. So my final thoughts on this MacBook: if you're looking to buy a really nice MacBook that you're planning to edit videos on and use for probably the next 3 to 5 years, highly recommend. Otherwise, probably go with the M1 Pro model. 32 gigs of RAM is a really nice amount of RAM to future-proof you. 64 is probably overkill for 99% of use cases on these MacBooks, and 2 terabytes of storage I think is really good to have. 1 terabyte can fill up somewhat quickly, so 2 terabytes really gives you plenty of room for all your video projects, unless you're editing like 8K video, in which case you'll need an external drive, because even 8 terabytes can fill up with 8K video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Comment down below what your favorite part of the video was and whether you're planning to buy the new M1 Mac. I'm Talmadge, and I'll see you in the next video.